Unmute. Unmute. And we're live. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit slow today.
No worries. So I'll do a quick introduction here. So we're doing a session 0, so it's a little less structured than our normal episodes. So we're still doing some setup and things like that. But this is Starchaser. We'll do some quick intros real quick while Gwen's working on some stuff. So of course I'm Raven. I'll be playing Lucy, an engineer on this game. Yeah, so this is my channel. We do tabletop RPGs primarily. Also some creative project educational stuff like photography streams, and a little bit of video games here and there as well. So yeah, that's me, and then I'll pop it down to Trick here. Tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your character, and where we can find you on the internet.
Sure. I'm Patrick. Go by Trick on the internet. You should call me Pat, Trick, whatever anyone prefers.
Cool.
I'm pretty new to streaming still, but I'm happy to play with anybody who will have me at this point. You can find me. I'm currently on Thursday mornings at noon Eastern time. I'm on the Greyhawk channel on From Beyond Earth.
Nice.
It's our Greyhawk meets Starjammer game.
So that's awesome.
Space games on Thursday.
Yes, one in the morning and one at night.
Awesome. Very cool. And tell us a little bit about your character.
So I will be playing Gideon Zale. He is a psychic freelancer. He touts himself as working in risk analysis. Very much into looking for patterns and predictable outcomes and trying to sway things in his company's favor.
Very cool. I like it. And then Gwen, if yes. You're good, tell us a little bit about the game and what's going on.
So this will be Call of Cthulhu in space. It will be spooky, and it will be.
It's a good month for spooky.
Right now, I have options for setting. So that's why I'm having session 0. Mainly.
Perfect.
Also for shopping.
Shopping? I hate shopping, she said sarcastically. Where do I want to put this game in my notebook? I'll go with this page. Okay, cool.
You can find me mainly here, mainly on Raven's channel, because I'm here a lot.
Yeah. I think you're on every game, and I think just about every one shot so far this season scheduled out.
You can find me at Twitter there.
Perfect. Yeah, and that is another thing I should mention too. This season, as we're going around, anybody that's on Twitter, their name that you'll see, so like mine right here, the name displayed underneath their camera is their Twitter handle. So you can find Gwen at that one, me at this one, and Patrick here at Attack Trick there. So yeah, if you do want to follow anybody from the games, the Twitter handle will be right there where you can see it.
Now, first thing, Trick, add 5% to your listen, because on Starchaser, on the on the Cthulhu Rising, it's 25% instead of 20.
Ooh. Done.
Also, yeah, I'm getting it. Let's see. Is it done? Because it still says 70 for me. There it is.
Yeah.
I think I got all my stuff done here. I actually bought
So,
stuff already. Approximated cost with what's actually in the book for what I actually got. I think I got it pretty dang close. So I think I'm good as far as equipment stuff goes. Was there anything else with my character sheet, Gwen, that you noticed that needed to be tweaked or anything?
let's see.
So this is actually my first time ever playing a Call of Cthulhu game. I should mention
Did
for
you
everyone. So I will be
did you
learning
take
as we go.
did you
Same
take
here.
out did you take out the 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 cost for the stuff you bought?
Yes,
Okay, cool. Because I don't know.
I gotcha. Yeah, I started with the space engineer starts out with 4,000 in savings, and at that point I wasn't sure how much salary we were going to have, so I just took it out of that, and it was about 1,000 for all of
Okay,
that. I think 75% of that was the toolkit.
okay. House. Okay, going over house rules. First of all,
Yeah.
first of all, how many house rules do we have so far? Several, several.
Oh, good. Glad I got my notebook out.
Yeah, because okay. So first house rule, we need to decide whether you all trust me as the keeper to do sanity loss, or do you want to roll for it?
Hmm.
Do you want me to
I,
determine sanity loss?
I'm a fan of rolling for it. Especially with the stream setting, I think it makes it a little more exciting, a little more interesting to watch too. If you don't know exactly how much sanity you're going to lose, and it's all up to a die roll.
Okay, cool. Next, do you want to start at a D6 and go up to 2D10, or do you want to start at the D10 and go to 3D10?
For
Sanity loss.
let's this is our like two. I know at least two of us first time with Call of Cthulhu. Let's do baby gloves, kid gloves here. What was the
Oh,
lesser option again?
no, yeah, it's a D6 usually,
Okay,
or
D6.
you can have a D4, but I'm not going to do that because
Nah, that seems like too little risk.
exactly, and also you're starting out with a lot of sanity.
I forget. We found out that every time you use psychic powers, you lose sanity, right?
No, every time you fail on a psychic power roll, you
Got,
lose one sanity.
Ah,
got it.
Every
For some
time,
reason, I thought it was every time you
yes,
even use
I,
it, you lose one.
I, I had to read it several times.
Got it.
I had to read it several times because I am bad at reading, apparently.
in other words, don't fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely don't fumble because that's a nasty looking table.
Oh,
Oof.
yes, yes. It is a very nice kitty table. That's another rule. I I will be using the fumble table in Cthulhu Rising, but we will
Okay.
be doing. Yeah, I will be using the fumble table for psychic in Cthulhu Rising. We will also be using the costing equipment in Cthulhu Rising for costing equipment.
Right, because the regular Call of Cthulhu book, I didn't even see where there was any equipment in that one, right?
No, that they need that to the stuff to the books you have to pay for,
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
which I paid for Cthulhu Rising, so we're using that.
Very cool.
So, what? Oh yeah. Also, we there are starting salary listed in Cthulhu Rising. I will be using the maximum for salary. Just just
Okay.
whatever it is, the max you can possibly get for your salary. And looking at the cost of equipment, that seems It seems like more than enough.
over
But I'm not a fan of rolling for that. Oh yeah. Also, character advancement. House rule: you're supposed to roll for character advancement, and then you roll a d3 minus 1 to see how many points you get if you succeed. So you could successfully advance your character, level up, and still have 0 points to allocate to any skill.
Which is a bummer.
Yes, exactly. So I will be using Milestone, which is you automatically advance at key points in the story, and you will get 3 points to allocate to any skill, or any number of skills. Or you
Okay.
can instead of taking 3 points, you can have a new skill that will start at 40% plus whatever the base is. Which you can either advance a skill that you have or have a new skill. But the new
Makes
skill will
sense.
start at the lowest possible.
Okay, cool.
And if you fail a sanity roll, you can either roll for sanity or you can torture yourself and take a temporary sanity. And on a fumble, you can roll 2 times 2d6, or you can take an indefinite insanity, which you're supposed to take. You are supposed to take a temporary insanity if you lose 5 or more sanity, and you're supposed to take an indefinite insanity if you take 10 or more insanity. But I'm like,
Okay.
no, screw that. I'm going to go with letting the players determine if they want that or not. Let the players torture themselves. And oh yes, another house rule. So on a critical success on sanity, you will get 3 sanity.
Okay.
You will get plus 3 sanity. On a fumble, it will be the dice roll plus 4. Or you can take an indefinite insanity. Next house rule. We are starting at 90 luck. Everybody's.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Have you put luck and sanity on the overlay yet?
Sorry, say that again?
Have you put luck and sanity for each character on the overlay yet?
On the
Stream overlay.
Oh, the overlay. No, I do not have that as a counter on the overlay.
Yeah.
We can do that next week, though.
Yes. I like the I like the donations currently because you will need plus 30 sanity will not break the game. Especially with Lucy starting at 60. And Aponia starting at 60 and Gideon starting at 80.
Yes. That is correct. So yeah, next week we'll put those counters up as well on the overlay so people can see how well we're doing. That is, I guess, another house rule that we'll be doing is viewers can donate to help players out, and that is over this corner here of the screen. So $1 is +1 to luck. $3 is a free reroll. $5 is an auto success. $10 is a senzu bean, which for this particular game equates to plus 30 sanity. And $25 is a Phoenix down. So if you really don't want a character to die, You can donate $25, give it to a character, and if they would die, they would just go to 1 HP, or in this case, for this game, sanity. So
Yeah.
they're almost dead, but not dead.
Oh yes. Another rule of Cthulhu: if you lose all of your sanity, you die. If you
Yep.
lose, if you're at 0 luck, you double your sanity loss.
Oh my gosh.
So don't run out of luck or sanity.
Yes. Technically, if you lose all of your sanity, you go insane, and I control your character.
So what do I need to roll to hide in my room holding a teddy bear?
You roll high. There's
Okay,
actually
great.
a thing for that.
Perfect.
Which Gideon took hide.
I have a feeling that Lucy's going to be doing that if super spooky stuff's happening.
Put all the points into the leave and go home skill.
Like, nah, thanks, I'm out. I'm gonna go hide in my... I'll be in my bunk, hiding, crying.
There is a skill for that. There is a skill for that.
Perfect.
It is. Let's see. It is under agility. It is. Nope. I can't find it. There was a skill for runaway.
It's doing it so well that we can't find it on the sheet. I think I'm remembering that too.
I'm thinking I was thinking of hide. For runaway.
I don't see hide on here though.
Hide is on the Cthulhu Rising character sheet.
Ah, okay. It's a non default skill.
Yes, you should pin that in the Roll20, but I have it. Yes, I posted it in the Roll20. I posted a screenshot of the Cthulhu Rising skills.
In Discord?
In Roll20. In Discord. Yeah, in Discord, I mean. Yes.
There it is. I see it now.
Yes.
Yes, I will pin that right now.
Now, another house rule is we are using for skills, we are using an array for skills. Instead of the Cthulhu Rising was roll for skills, and I was like, no, not for newbies. It's not for newbies. In fact, they had they had power so low that they expected you to like they had your magic points equal to your power. So they expected you to get 16 at most on power in Cthulhu Rising. I'm like, that's brutal. We're not using that at all.
I have no idea what that means, but it sounds bad.
basically, your skills would all, your characteristics would all be like maximum of like 20.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like we're all incompetent and don't know how to do anything.
Yes, yes, which is brutal. So for the skills we are using an array, the array from the SRD, plus we're adding an extra 50%.
Okay, sounds good. I think we got that taken care of already on the character sheets.
Yeah, for characteristics we are using the array from the SRD.
Perfect.
Yes. It would be very bad if we used the Cthulhu Rising, but for skills and characteristics.
Gotcha. Anything else we need to know?
Okay. We are going to get Trick's character tricked out. And spend some of that cash, which is currently at 30,000.
Yes.
So
nice.
I've got no sense of scale for that. I think that's good.
What would your character have to start out with?
I'm looking through. I
Look
see
at
a
the
weapons section, and then I see equipment after that.
page 74.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's costly equipment. Yeah, 78.
So it's would we have access to the melee, hand-to-hand, or gun weapon section? Should we be looking in there or not?
Look in the costly equipment section. If you can find the guns there, then
Yep.
yes.
There are a few pages. So there's a few pages before that under hardware, and then you get to costs and equipment.
Yeah, the cost for that
Yeah.
hardware.
Got it.
Yeah. Having somebody on the ship that can use a ranged weapon might be good. Lucy has a giant wrench, and that's it.
By the way, baton / club on the Cthulhu Rising is a D6. Vibroblade, on the other hand, is a 2D8.
So
That
I
is
had
a
my
big
eye on
difference.
that stun baton, which is 2d6 plus
2D,
6.
2D6 plus 6 versus Constitution.
Wow.
Yes, because I'm not specifically trained in any weapons, but I feel like with my job I would have something at least available for me. I would have purchased something in case of
So,
emergencies.
so
But I feel
stun.
like
I
I
feel
would
like
lean more lethal.
your
Hmm.
character would. I'm going to say that your character would probably have a stun baton and a laser pistol.
That's a good point,
That's exact.
especially if you're like the cleaner. Sometimes you might need to bring people in.
He's, he's the
That
bodyguard.
is Yeah, that was actually going to be my suggestion too. Was I was looking at stun baton and taser pistol,
Yeah.
Awesome.
which would be 1,000 total for both of those.
Yep. Stun baton is 500, and taser pistol is 500 as well. And it's 2d6 plus 10 versus con.
Whew.
So if you encounter a a monster, you know who to have deal with that. The bodyguard. Which I'm
Sounds
not too
good.
terribly worried about combat. Oh, dog wants out. Dog.
All right.
Because in the Keeper's Handbook, it says that combat tends to end badly for the investigators.
Yes,
Oh,
I
it'll
don't.
definitely end badly for Lucy. Lucy's not a
I'm not
combat person.
too terribly worried about that. No.
Lucy's much more interested in making friends than she is fighting people.
Yeah. You should have the personal body armor, I think.
You think so? I was debating whether I would have any armor or not. It's personal body armor.
Personal body armor is like not even like this is the future. So
Got it.
it's like incognito body armor. Ride armor is not non-incognito. Combat armor is not incognito. Battle armor and powered armor suit are definitely not incognito. Besides, battle armor would cost your entire salary. And as much as that would entertain me, I'm not allowing that. Now, you are a bodyguard, so expensive off the peg stuff or
Yeah,
tailor-made suit.
I was thinking he'd have both, depending on where we start out too, because I know we were talking about a cruise, maybe to start out.
Yeah,
But I was thinking I may have a tailor-made suit as well as designer casual clothes. I feel like appearance is something he would splurge on.
yes.
Oh, that's really funny.
And communication devices, tactical comm link, absolutely.
Yes.
Now, are you keeping track of these prices, or do I need to go back and add them all up?
Nope. I'm making a list.
Thank you. You're making my job so much easier. So, what are we at currently?
Let's see. It's 2,600.
So we have plenty of money left.
Yes.
So, laptop expensive,
Yes, I was thinking, especially if, again, depending on which way we go in
but
terms of where we start, I was thinking I may have a laptop expensive and maybe a compat expensive, and one is for work and one is personal use.
the laptop expensive would be in your room, and compact expensive would be one of these.
Okay.
Oh, so we are not. Yes, we are not using food and accommodation because we are doing the cruise. Unless we are not doing the cruise, we'll worry about food and accommodation once we have a setting.
Yes.
Okay.
Which I will determine the setting. I will put a vote because one of the players is not here for session 0. I will put a vote in the Discord
All right.
since I want all 3 of you to vote, and you can squabble over setting there. But I will say this: the cruise is absolutely the most fleshed out of the 6 that I've done.
The most which one? What was it?
The most fleshed out of the 6 that I have.
Oh, fleshed out. Gotcha. Okay. I'm pretty much down with anything that involves being on a spaceship, so.
Yeah.
Yep, the
Mm,
spaceship cruise sounded neat to me. I I think we were chatting, and it was in my head. It could be either that I'm with a client, I'm working on the ship as like protecting a client that's like on a vacation,
or
or
you can
maybe, or alternatively, I was thinking I'm heading back towards Mars like for a new position, and this is like my one time to myself, like the one vacation I've taken in years.
yes. Now, I was doing research on getting to Mars from Earth. They said, basically, the research said that 45 days on average is the fastest you can get from Earth to Mars without futuristic propellants that we don't have. Like if you had the right fuel and constant amount of fuel, you could get there in 30 days. So I'm going to say that since this is a cruise and this is the future, that you're going to get there in 40 days.
And how many days?
40.
40?
Yes. If
Okay.
you choose the cruise, you will get there in 40 days. And then we will have season 2 on Mars. Hopefully. That's my plan.
Okay.
So, tools. Demolitions toolkit and like, oh yeah, mechanical toolkit. That's 150. Raven, you should probably have that.
I do. I got the fanciest toolkit they had.
Okay.
I don't remember what exactly it was called in the book, but it was the $750 one.
So, Taser pistol magazine is 25.
Ooh, where are we seeing those? Because I would
Under
absolutely get a couple. Oh,
under
there it is.
a taser pistol magazine. Yes. You would need at least 2 of those, so another $50. Ooh. Stealth assault suit. That's nice, but I don't see a price.
I think it was back up at the beginning under power, like near the power armor. Or no, it
No.
wasn't. It's not up there either. Huh.
Oh, stealth assault suit is okay. Personal body armor is for personal security guards and undercover officers. It's basic, not yeah. It's your clothing. It looks like normal clothing.
Yes.
It's stitched into your clothing.
Yes, I think that's important for him, like appearances and kind of blending in at least.
Yes. So it will be your clothing will be personal body armor. It's just on top of the cost of your clothing.
Got it.
Stealth assault. Oh, that's why it's not listed because it's not for you. That would be a good reason for it not to be listed. Designed for
Well,
both
now
military and corporal commando teams conducting covert ops.
This is specifically to be used against you.
This is not for you. That's why it's not
okay.
listed as something you can buy. That's a very good
Uh,
reason.
I'm feeling very very happy that I took spot hidden at this point.
Yeah.
Which is actually it's pretty good. My spot head's at 75, which I think is
With
moderately
integrated
impressive.
capability,
I could
HUD,
be wrong.
headlights, camouflage coating. Nice. I will be not using that. Totally not using that.
Not using that.
Tactical audio and video comlink, 250-kilometer range. Ooh, that's a football field range. Polarized visor with yes.
There's a lot of
Yes.
cool stuff in the space book for sure.
SATCOM
It's fun.
uplink is also something that you can't use as players. But yes, that's let's see. We're not using planetary travel. We are not using okay. Cooking laser, I don't think anyone needs that. Desert survival kit, I don't think anyone needs that. Emergency beacon, no. Individual military pack, that's $45.
So, question: you mentioned you had a few different scenarios that you wanted to have us vote on. What were some of the other scenarios other than a cruise?
So I have a cruise. I have a abandoned spaceship.
Okay,
I have
it's like a coming up on a derelict kind of thing.
yes.
Okay,
Sit to investigate. But that's if you guys wanted to be like Sherlock Holmes type thing. That could
okay.
be fun. Okay. I have two moon scenarios and I have two Mars scenarios. That's four. So the two space-based ones are the derelict spaceship and the cruise.
Okay.
Oh, I also have space pirates attacking, but that's oh yeah, I wasn't supposed to say that. Sorry.
I heard nothing. So, derelict spaceship, two different things on the moon, a couple different things on Mars, or basically like a cruise liner in space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm very drawn to the derelict idea, but that could be because I am doing a similar one shot here pretty soon over on Tales Off the Tabletop. Um, so that might be why I've already got that kind of thing on my brain. But yeah, I like that one and the cruise line idea. I'd be happy with either of those.
So next thing on the list is background for both of your characters.
Okay.
Like just introducing them. in slightly more detail than just Lucy is.
I think
I
think I
think
have her background somewhere written out. Uh, yes, it's in the backstory. In the little boxes there.
hmm
But I would be happy to kind of describe some of that.
yes.
So, Lucy Winnett is she grew up on a farm. So not really much special, just a farm in Kansas. Didn't really enjoy the whole dealing with animals and planting vegetables and things like that. She's more at home in the barn working on the tractor that did all that stuff. Um, so she didn't really go into the family business. She decided to leave. Got a scholarship to go to MIT because she's pretty good with machinery, and then basically took the first job she could find off world. Um, so that's kind of her background. She's a smaller person, um, not like child size or anything like that. Just a little bit on the small side. She's got long red hair that's usually in a ponytail. Um, it's hard to tell usually if it's freckles or grease on her face, but she actually does have freckles. And green eyes. She's a pretty bubbly personality. Um, the forever the optimist. Um, and then she is kind of afraid of guns and explosions. She's definitely not one for combat. She's much happier in either a social situation or in the engine room. And that's kind of a little bit about Lucy and how she ticks.
Now, Trip, can you tell us about Gideon?
Sure. So I've still been thinking some things over, but it's kind of the idea I had in mind is he was born on Mars, um, lived there, average childhood, kind of as kind of late teen years he started
Oh,
developing is probably when his psychic powers showed up,
hmm
um, which is kind of in the precognition spectrum of things. So getting kind of like inklings and hints on things. Um, it didn't really once that kind of reared up, didn't really pursue any further education and kind of worked on utilizing that to the best of his ability. Um, finding people that specifically finding people that would pay him well to do so as just kind of a skill, an easy skill to fall back on. Uh, and then I think probably more recently he's been back on Earth, or I guess not back on Earth since this would be his first time going, but he's probably been working on Earth for some time now. And I like the idea that even if we don't start with the cruise, that he's heading off world again to kind of start towards a new position or job. Um,
Cool.
yeah.
appearance wise and physical characteristics wise, he's in his early 30s, a little bit of a taller guy, just starting to get a little bit of kind of gray hairs poking through. Um, kind of like I was describing with his choice in what to prioritize for his money. He's very much concerned about keeping up his appearances, fancy clothes, well kept, well trimmed, beard, goatee, well trimmed hair, all of that.
Wouldn't want to get his suit dirty.
Yes, and that's it's funny. It's they hire him or they utilize him for threat assessment, but he's really not trained to. He's really not a fighter. It's more about trying to diffuse situations before they occur, looking for
Okay.
patterns in people's behaviors that would suggest which way a situation's gonna go, so that you can stop it before it starts. Which his abilities
Oh,
obviously help quite a bit with.
that makes sense.
Okay, that's good. Next is the setting. So the world I've created as of right now, is 250 years in the future. So 2019 plus 250 is 220 2269.
Nice.
I was waiting for that.
Nice.
So humanity humanity has colonized the the moon and terraformed the moon because we have been there for 200 years. We have
Okay.
colonized Mars, and Trick, your character would know more about Mars. Lucy, your character would probably not know any of the stuff I'm going to say right now. So, attempts to terraform Mars have failed for 100 years. They don't know why, and they have tried several times over.
That is interesting because, in theory, Mars would be way easier to terraform than the moon, so that's quite the mystery.
Yes,
I like it.
yes. And they currently live in bubbles. So they're so Lucy, your character would know this from school that that on Mars they live in bubble communities, and they have pretty much covered a good portion of Mars by now. There are
Okay.
sections of Mars which they cannot have bubbles in, and repeated attempts have left abandoned communities there as well,
Okay.
and it's apparently very dangerous, but that's been kept hush hush by the Mars government. So
Okay.
we don't know why they're abandoned and why it's dangerous, and why attempts to terraform Mars have not succeeded.
Okay. Well, given that, that puts me way more on board with the cruise idea. Taking the cruise to Mars.
Okay, we have a good hour left.
Yeah. Yeah, we got about yeah, an hour 15 left. Um, I kind of figured the session might be a little bit shorter if we're not getting into actual gameplay uh, today.
I have some stuff prepared.
Awesome.
So for for because Gideon and you are both on Earth, how would how would how would you have met before the cruise, or before we are going to get before we start?
Um, I'm thinking that maybe this can be like Lucy's. I just graduated MIT, and so I'm gonna go on a cruise to celebrate, sort of thing, and look for work on Mars. So very conceivable that she would have been in her how is it listed here? Her fancy dress. Um, sort of partying with or at least socializing and mingling with some of the cruise passengers before boarding time. So maybe there's like a banquet or something like that the day before they are to leave, and so she would have been there, and uh, perhaps she saw Gideon there. Maybe.
It's funny you mention a banquet, because there is a banquet on the day before the cruise liner leaves. So
Okay.
you're both so you are both there.
Perfect.
Now, Gideon, we might want to know: are you security or are you guarding someone?
I think this cruise is Gideon's first vacation in a long time. I think this is his first time off duty for a long time.
So you
It's
are not.
I think he's en route to Mars to start a new position there. And I think he's happy for the transfer to finally kind of get back to what he considers home after being on Earth for a bit.
Okay.
Wonderful. So you are both.
Which I think it might be interesting. I don't know if maybe my my company surprises me with something I'm supposed to escort back with me, maybe. If somehow they find a way to make this a work vacation.
Well, we're not going to have that unless you want that. Do you want someone to escort?
Maybe not a person to babysit, but maybe some sort of package that they need that they've surprised me with is like, here's a congratulations, like little congratulatory package for your trip to Mars. Also, take this with you. Don't open it, but here.
Could even be like the handcuff to your wrist briefcase type thing if you wanted something like that.
This needs to make it there safely.
See, this is the kind of thing that I love. Okay, so. And I have a question. Does your character have psychic power? Yes, your character does have psychic powers. Good. Yes. I was trying to remember if your character was the one with psychic powers. So only one out of 3 have psychic powers. Oh, that's another house rule that we're doing is psychic powers are normal powers, but okay, so Gideon is the only one that can take new psychic powers. If you want psychic powers, you have to take them now and exchange some skills for them.
Do not want those for Lucy.
Yes, you
Lucy,
might.
she is oblivious to that world.
Yes, you might look back on this decision later and be like, I'm glad I didn't.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, I have a feeling for Lucy, if it's not a computer or a machine, or somebody that she can have a good time with, she's just not going to be interested.
So I want Gideon to roll a luck roll.
Luck roll. Let's see.
No reason in particular, just a luck roll.
Sure. Those just happen for no reason all the time. Do I click on the blue icon or the green icon?
I did have a question on that too. I wasn't quite sure the difference.
I'm going to click on one and see what happens.
So the purple one gives you that sort of chart.
And then the green one is just pass fail.
Yeah.
Oh, the purple one is advantage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So green then. Hey.
Yay.
Cool.
You passed your luck test. Wonderful.
Did not manage to screw anything up on the first roll.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure I'll take care of that.
Okay, Lucy, you roll luck roll.
All right, Lucy's going to try her luck. Soon as her player finds it on the sheet. There's sanity, luck. There it is.
The green one.
Hey, I didn't fail.
Yay!
Yay! You weren't likely to fail anyway.
It's still me in roll 20, so it would find a way most of the time.
Yeah, you'd have to roll above a 90. But neither of those were critical successes. They were just plain old successes. Nice.
Okay.
So,
So I'm not super lucky, but I'm maybe a little bit lucky.
gotcha. Yeah, your roll was actually lower than Trig's. So.
So does this mean I should go hit the slot machines or like play some cards or something?
Probably not.
Okay. All right.
So would your characters interact at all during the banquet?
Probably. I mean, Lucy's talking to a lot of different people. She's, working the room, so to speak, and kind of sussing out who she wants to hang out with on this cruise, who's going to be the most fun, and or the most likely to buy her drinks and food and things like that.
What's Gideon looking like during a party setting?
I
During a
think
banquet?
you'd I think you would find Gideon hanging out fairly close to the bar and very obviously people watching. Like not talking to like not there with anyone, not talking to anyone and just observing the room.
Can I roll to see if I can tell that Gideon has this package, or if he has this package and looks like he's protecting it or not?
You you do not have psychic powers, but you do have spot hidden,
Yes.
and the package is hidden. So
Okay.
technically, yes.
More looking to see that, just like, does he look like he's like holding it close to his body, or does his hand keep going to a certain pocket, that type of thing?
Now, Gideon, before Lucy rolls this roll, where are you keeping the package?
Hmm. I think I would actually be trying to work it in with my normal luggage. So I guess maybe if we've got some individual like carry-on things at this banquet with us, like if the plan is to board the boat shortly after, then maybe there's one bag that you notice him, if you see a spot hidden, that you just notice him glancing at or kind of paying a little bit more attention to.
Okay.
Okay, Lucy, go and roll spot hidden. That's a hard success.
Nice.
Ooh,
That
nice.
that means you definitely spot that hidden.
Okay. So, you said Gideon's at the bar type area. Was that right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. So she'll just sort of trying to think of how to describe how she's walking. A very floaty kind of walk. So just sort of glide over to the bar and lean up against it and look at the bag and go, "Ooh, what's that? That looks important."
Oh, just just work equipment. Nothing exciting. Uh,
Yeah,
Laptops, it's lots of numbers.
numbers can be fun. What do you do for work?
I deal primarily with them. I'm a risk analyst. It's
Oh, is that
have
so?
you
Like, are you like an accountant or something?
sort of have you heard of an actuarian before?
Um, do they make ships or cars or parts or anything like that?
So they're the folks that, if you've ever dealt with insurance before, they're the folks that look at all of the individual traits about a person or a place or a thing and decide this is a risk factor, this isn't, and
Hmm.
how much each of those is. It's my job is similar. I break down probabilities of bad things happening.
Okay. I've done some stuff like that, not with people though. So I do that with like the likelihood that an engine's going to fail, or the likelihood that the hydraulic stress on this part on the ship is going to break, in a month, a year, however many space units of measurement. That's kind of what I
Those are
do.
nice.
It's like, yeah, I'm a mechanic.
That must be nice. I imagine the moving parts in your equation are a little less fickle than human parts can be.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
If the manufacturer did their job right, then yeah, they should be not very fickle. Some ships kind of have moods of their own, though.
Now you said Gideon was people watching. Roll,
Yes.
roll streetwise.
Streetwise.
Please,
Extreme.
success. You would notice someone in the party acting very suspiciously.
Pretty sure extreme success on that means you're like Sherlock Holmes over there. You
Yes,
tell what they had for breakfast today.
yes.
I think maybe just since this conversation's been picking up, I would ask you here, why don't you try doing what I do? It's look out here across this whole room. Tell me who you think in this room represents the biggest potential problem.
Okay,
Because you
so
have, sorry, because you have psychic abilities, this person is also glowing.
Glowing.
Yes, only to you, not to Lucy.
so Lucy will do the flirtatious giggle kind of thing, and like lean in closer to Gideon and look and be like, okay, what am I looking at?
Well, you tell me. What do you think you should be looking for? That's part of the game.
Hmm. Well, I don't see anybody. Doesn't look like anybody's gonna start a bar fight here or anything like that. Um, I mean, that guy's sleeve's kind of close to the candle over there. That could start a fire, maybe.
It's fair. Look, and he'll kind of point 2 tables behind the potential fire hazard person. It's like, it's like that person can't say why yet. They're not. Something
You
doesn't belong. The
you
cogs aren't.
can you can say why.
Oh,
So this person is is fidgeting and looking at their watch a lot. That's what you notice. And
looks like they have somewhere else to be.
Huh. Maybe they're worried about catching the boat, or maybe they're meeting somebody and they're not here yet.
It'd be hard to miss the boat with all of us. It'd be strange for all of us to miss the boat. And it's who? That's a good point. They could be nervous about meeting someone, but
Yeah.
why so
Or
much anxiety?
they could really have to pee, but not be sure if they'd get back in time for something.
Um, hmm. Can I
data analysis would be the role.
data analysis? Got it.
That's a hard success.
Nice.
You would you would you would you would knowing the factors that you would know that they are more than likely meeting someone, and that someone is not someone that should be on the boat, and they do not have to
Sorry.
be. You know that they do not have to be.
Sorry. So I
And,
think they're meeting someone that's not going to be on the boat.
and
Huh.
you would also know because of your actuarian, you would know what someone who's jonesing looks like.
Huh.
Hmm.
Maybe it's like a secret stowaway, or they're meeting some sort of foreign spy here.
I think you're right about one thing. He needs something. He's nervous because he needs something, but I don't think it's to use the facilities. He seems Like I think you're right. He's trying to meet someone, and they've got something he desperately needs.
She's just gonna kind of spur and be like, maybe he's trying to get laid.
That's his actual half. I think he'd spit a little bit of his drink back in his glass.
Lucy just sort of has this like this goofy grin on her face, like, ooh.
He must, if that's the case, whoever he's waiting for must be pretty special to invoke that kind of reaction. He looks, his body language is definitely dependent, like a dependency. I was thinking chemical, but your suggestion can do that as well.
She gives another like flirtatious kind of giggle and she's like, well, he's not waiting for me, so yeah, it must be somebody pretty awesome.
It's at this point you notice. Well, I will see whether you notice it. Roll Lucy roll spot hidden and Gideon roll streetwise.
Oh,
Holy crap, I got
hidden
extreme
and
success.
hard success. Extreme and hard success.
we're getting all the good rolls out of the way on this random guy.
Yeah. So I'm immediately suspicious. I'm like, roll 20 is just lulling me into a false sense of security. I just know it.
And see, this is fun. So
I'm doing the like Fry from Futurama squinty eye thing.
Lucy, you would see this before anyone else. You would notice someone at the at the door to get into the banquet who is currently arguing with security, wanting to get in. You would both see this, but Lucy, you would notice that he has that his attire is quite bulky for the time of year it is.
Okay. So she'll like nudge Gideon, be like, oh shit, I think that guy has weapons. Like, look how his coat's bulging. And she's like pointing, completely oblivious to the fact that she's drawing attention to the fact that she's pointing at this guy. But she's like pointing through, like, hey, look. He seems kind of dangerous. I hope they don't let him in here.
Sorry, I'm trying to peek at. I wonder if I can try and, just for the hell of it, I want to foreshadow or foresee outcome what will happen if, just to use this for the first time, I want to foresee outcome what will happen if I continue to just let Lucy like point very obviously at this person without trying to ask her to stop. Without trying to impart subtlety to it.
Now, for the audience at home, foresee outcome is allows someone to see the outcome of their action before doing it, then choose whether or not to perform this action. This ability is limited to a single immediate physical actions, such as firing a pistol, jumping into a pit, sneaking past a guard, etc. So that would not apply in this situation.
No, but foreshadow. Foreshadow is my other one, which I meditate on the next hour in the future, examine the intricate mass of information covering multiple timelines of possibility, which in game turns lets me reverse one surprise or essentially do the foresee outcome, but it lasts for an hour.
Now,
so that would give me a.
It lets you see. It will. Okay, so that will foreshadow is literally foreshadowing. So it will let you
foreshadowing.
It will let you see what is going to happen. That's what you want.
I think so. I'd like to try foreshadowing and see
You
if
want,
I
you
if I
want,
don't.
you
Sorry, go
want to
ahead.
see, you want to see what will happen if 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 the guards let the person in, or specify what exactly do you want to see.
I want to foreshadow what'll happen if I essentially take no action right now. If I continue to let Lucy point or let him argue with the guards, I'd like to see kind of how that plays out.
Okay, roll foreshadow.
So like with benign neglect.
That's a hard success. So what you see is eventually the guards let this person in, and he takes this person to a back room because Lucy's pointing at him, and you see someone come up to you and Lucy, a third party come up to you and Lucy, and basically tell you to forget what you saw.
Sorry, tells us what?
Tells you and Lucy to forget what you saw.
Ah.
So that's what happens if you do nothing. Because Lucy is pointing at the person.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, Lucy's still pointing like a 5-year-old. Look!
I will, having seen that, I'll say, let's prolong this game. Try and put your finger down so we can maintain a little bit of subtlety, and let's watch what
All right.
happens.
So we're gonna be all like cool and covert about it.
I'll try and order 2 drinks for us at the bar at this point to try and like just
Does
let the
Lucy,
part of him coming into the room play out.
Oh, that's a
But
great idea.
then I'm going to subtly, if he gets, once he's let in and goes to a back room, I'm gonna suggest that why don't we take our drinks over and go try and eavesdrop on our interesting friends.
now here is a character question. Does Lucy drink?
Yes, she does.
What does Lucy
She,
tell Gideon to order?
as soon as Gideon like suggests that he'll order a couple of drinks, she tells the bartender a very expensive fruity drink and says it's on his tab.
Does Gideon allow this?
Yes.
Awesome. So you have your fruity drink, and Gideon has his. What's Gideon drinking?
Um. hmm. Gideon will let Lucy pick. He'll take what she got.
So it's
Awesome.
something very fruity, probably with like melon and some kind of berry liqueur in it. Probably vodka based.
So you are going to take 50 money off of your cash in FA.
Jeez. These are some expensive daiquiris.
Lucy's an expensive date.
and I want you to let me know, or I will. If you don't send me a tab after this session, I will rewatch the VOD and get it that way. So I will.
I'll send you my full list of costs from this episode.
Yay! Makes my job easier.
I also love that Lucy's sitting on this like giant pile of money and making somebody else buy her drink.
So, are you being covert in going to this back room, or are you
I think
obviously?
if there's any, I think at least I would suggest we look for the closest like booth or table near the back room. So it looks like we could just be like sitting down like any other banquet goer.
I would like you both to roll stealth.
Oh, great.
Would hide apply?
Yes, for you.
Oh.
Gosh.
It's the table.
So I got fumble. Gideon got fail.
So,
I have to believe there's some kind of accident with these drinks that just attracts the whole room.
so Lucy is carrying the drinks, and Gideon is not being stealthy at all, and actually steps on Lucy's dress, and Lucy drops the drinks.
Most important question. Is the dress okay?
The dress is okay,
Then we're fine.
but
So
you are on the floor with the drinks spilt around your dress. You are in a very precarious situation. You could get it. You could get it wet.
okay. Yeah, all focus and attention is on not messing up the dress.
I want you both to roll luck.
To roll luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Ooh.
Success for me. Fail for Gideon. By the way,
The
next
other
week
way.
we'll have a
Or no,
window
no.
where you can actually see what we're rolling as it comes up. Didn't have time this week. But yeah, I got a success. Gideon rolled a fail.
Yep.
You get up, and the dress is perfectly fine.
Yay!
Gideon, you slip in the puddle, and your clothes get wet.
Oh, your nice suit. Oh, that sucks.
Well, it'll be they can be replaced, and I wasn't likely to wear this for the whole trip. I came from work. I'm hoping to be a bit more casual going forward in the next few weeks.
So Lucy will be like, "Oh, yeah, but that's still here. Let me pay for you to get it dry cleaned. How much would that cost in future space cruise money?"
It's space dollars.
It would be 15 space dollars.
15?
Yes.
Okay, she's gonna spend 15. She'll give him like a check or whatever for 15. Actually, she'll make it 30 just to be nice, and be like, okay,
30.
yeah.
Are you sure you
30?
can get a whole drink with that?
And she's gonna say, "Oh, here. So this should cover the dry cleaning. If you want to go grab us a couple more drinks, I'll go get the table."
Meanwhile, they notice you, and you are approached by a third party.
What does this person look like?
This person does not look like security, but is dressed kinda professional, like black shades, black attire.
Okay. Do they look threatening at all?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Okay.
But they do look like they're someone's private bodyguard.
Okay. Lucy's just gonna be like, "Hi." I'm going over to that table.
Yes, I would suggest you not go to that table.
Well,
They're having a private meeting over there.
really? That sounds interesting. Like, private how?
Like, I will give you $200 to say you see nothing.
She holds out her hand.
He gives her the $200
um, I saw what? I don't know. I didn't see anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
and escorts you over back to the bar and says, also, here's for the drinks you spilt. Gives you $50.
Oh,
Okay.
so-
So sorry, I'm doing math. Okay, perfect. So yeah, she'll walk back over to Gideon and be like, "Oh, I'll get the drinks."
Does she give Gideon the money, or does she?
She just pays for the drinks, like right then and there. Gives the guy 50 for the drinks.
well, thank you. It's much appreciated.
No problem. Is the guy still like there or within earshot? The shades guy.
He is right next to you right now.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that she'll be like, yeah, no problem. I I suddenly had some extra cash.
Is this a friend of yours?
We just met. Very generous individual. I call him Shades. Say hi, Shades.
Gosh.
You see on his name tag, it's Ben.
Yes,
That
Shades
changes
Ben.
nothing.
So it's just like, come on, say hi.
Ben's like, I'm on the job. Have a good day. Goes over to the suspicious party.
Lucy's just leaning against the bar doing this with her fingers waving by. And she's gonna lean over to Gideon as soon as the guy's out of earshot and be like, "Oh yeah, they're definitely up to something. He gave me $200 to come over here."
Has our jonesing friend come out from that back room?
Like, no, he said they were
So,
having a private meeting, whatever that means.
so you so you wait another 5 minutes, and he comes out of the back room. No, well, I want you to roll streetwise and Lucy to roll spot hidden.
All right,
See if you notice any differences.
I got a success. Gideon got a hard success.
Nice. So you notice that he's not nervous anymore, Lucy. Gideon, you notice that he's not nervous and his pockets are kind of bulging.
It's I'll point that
And
out to Lucy.
and you would notice that his head is glowing, not his entire body, but his head. And you would also hear in your head, stick to what we agreed to.
Hmm.
Because he doesn't know that Lucy has not told you the agreement yet.
So wait, um, is it Shades that I'm seeing the head glowing? No, it's someone else,
No,
right?
no, it's the person that was jonesing earlier.
Got it. Did it seem
And
like
you
that mess? Sorry.
and you would also see that he is walking his well, we're going to say dealer, because you that role you would know that it's his dealer over and waving security off. But yes, you would know that message came from him.
Got it. And did it seem like it was meant for me since, or I just happened to be picking
You
up
you
on
would,
it?
you would know that people with psychic abilities can sort of know each other,
Got it.
and you would know that yes, he has psychic abilities, and it came from him.
And I guess this would be more of a lore question. Do I know about like, are there specific drugs that tend to be more popular in the psychic community?
I was waiting for you to ask. I was waiting for you to ask. You would know that there is a specific drug called Surge that increases your psychic abilities
Hmm.
and is very popular in the psychic community.
I'll be right back. One quick second.
You would also know, since you got this message, that he's a telepath and not and does not have telekinesis or any of the other ones. He is a telepath,
Got it.
which you are precognition. You are precog.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do next?
I'm not sure. I don't think I would approach him about anything psychic related in front of everyone. I kind of know that it looks like he'll be on the ship, and if that's if that's a relationship I want to try to foster, hopefully I'll have some more time later.
Mm-hmm.
And if I go over there now, Lucy's just going to be very suspicious.
So,
File that away for later.
so has Lucy told Gideon of the agreement?
What agreement?
She told me that she got $200 to forget what she saw.
Oh, that agreement. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you tell him that it was for that purpose of forgetting what you saw?
Um, I think she phrased it as to come over here, basically, and like not say anything. I don't think I specifically said to forget what I saw, just like to basically come over here and
Yeah,
shut up.
to come over here. So I would make you roll data analysis to see if you put two and two together, but I think you would.
That
If
this is hush money.
nice. So what would you like to do, Gideon, and what would you like to do, Lucy, at this point?
Lucy's basically just like happy to be there, essentially, and have something interesting going on. So she's just hanging out with Gideon and enjoying her fresh drink.
Yeah, I think I would turn and just well, I told you what I do for a living. It's what's taking you to Mars?
I'm getting a job. So I just graduated MIT, and they've got like this job placement program thing there. So I'll be helping them with their their rover cars that go from settlement to settlement, and probably working on ships that come and go from there. Um, and once I've been there a little while, I'm hoping to pick up a job on a ship.
Nice. Have you worked on a ship before?
I mean, I've worked on ships, but I haven't been on a ship working.
Right. I should have asked. Have you been off world before?
Just a couple quick trips to the moon. I haven't been to like Mars or out exploring or anything like that. Exploring is what I think I'd really like to do. That sounds like fun on one of the deep space ships.
Hmm. Yeah. I don't think that would be for me. Too many too many unknown variables there.
That's the exciting part. Nothing's ever boring. Well, I mean, it'll probably have boring parts, but like there's exciting stuff that happens. It's new. You can experience new things.
Yeah. There's a night. I like I like that nice gray area where, like that situation we were just dealing, like our expedition just now. It's we got a little bit of information. We didn't know how everything was going to play out, but it wasn't totally unknown. We got we have a good idea what happened, and we got to play around with that gray space in between.
That's fair. And I got a drink. And she continues drinking a drink. And she's also netted like what over $100 on this trip.
Yeah. It's been a profitable cruise so far for Lucy.
She hasn't even stepped on the ship yet.
Q1 is looking good.
Yeah.
So, with that done, we'll end it there for now.
Okay. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we
All
got
right.
so we got everything done on my checklist so far,
Perfect.
except for the investigation which you botched. So
Yeah. All right.
Botched or delayed so that it could be continued later on board.
Ooh, good question.
well, it's gonna be different now.
Well,
I
all
have
right.
I have a flow chart for that you guys can't see.
Nice. All right. Well, Gwen, unless you have anything else to cover, I'll start the outros and we'll end off with you so you can kind of close out with what's happening next and everything.
So before we end, you see off camera. This is stuff that you the players would know,
Okay.
and not your characters. You see off camera a shadowy figure going, "Oh no, they they're already suspicious. What am I going to do? We need to be somewhat more covert now because we can't. We have we have someone with psychic abilities. We did not we did not see this happen, and he's precog too. What are we going to do? And that's where we're in.
Cool. I like it. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll do our outros here. So, yeah, I'm Raven. This is my channel. I do mostly tabletop RPG streams, some creative project stuff, and a little bit of video games here and there. Next stream will be tomorrow around 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Probably just hanging out, playing some video games. Pretty chill stream, and then Saturday will be. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It won't be tomorrow. I'm doing a Magic the Gathering draft at a local game store tomorrow. So
Mm-hmm.
if I do stream tomorrow, it'll probably be late.
That's
Saturday will be yeah. Saturday will be our first session of season 2 of Badlands. We've picked up Virus as Dragons, um, who's going to be joining the cast for Badlands along with all the original characters from season 1. So that'll be pretty fun, pretty exciting game, and that'll be Saturday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time is when that will go live. And then for the rest, you can check my Twitter for all the updates and everything. So yeah, this session 0 was great. We got a lot of logistic stuff out of the way, and yeah, I'm getting a feel for Lucy, and I really like her. I think my favorite part is probably the fact that Lucy's just like, "Oh, you want to pay me to be quiet? Sure." Hand me the money first, and then she immediately goes over. Is like, so this guy gave me a bunch of money to be quiet. That was pretty great. And then yeah, we'll hop down to Patrick. Where can we find you next? And then what was your favorite part of the show today?
Yeah, so I'm Pat or Trick or Attack Trick, whatever. It's you can find me here every Thursday night. I'm on the Greyhawk channel every Thursday morning at 12 Eastern on From Beyond Earth. Geez, favorite part. I think it was definitely our amazing stealth skills. Just the both of us failing at the same time.
That
And
was
it's
pretty amazing.
the fact that there was a totally benign future that I saw where we could have just done nothing and not provoked anything. And we had to change it and fail.
That was pretty great. I love that part too.
No,
All right,
it was
and
not the same outcome though.
that's good. And then yeah, Gwen, thanks again so much for GMing this game and doing all this prep. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about what's next for you, where we can find you, and then what was your favorite part?
Yeah, you can find me here Saturday.
It's true.
That's
Gwen
what's
is on the
next.
Badlands cast.
Yes, and you can look at the schedule on my Pinterest or down below. So my favorite part was actually getting to do the entire scenario minus a few parts, which there's gonna be consequences later
Gosh.
Dun dun dun. Cool.
because they know you're there now. Getting
They know that I can see the
Ooh.
future, but can't stop myself from getting drink spilled all over me. So I'm a top-notch psychic.
All right, cool. Well, I'm very much looking forward to next Thursday. Next Thursday, we should have Ammon Doctor with us playing Aponia.
which if you had rolled 4C outcome and succeeded, you could have added you could have used that for your hide roll, or you could have used 2 luck for your hide roll.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Yes,
forgot we could spend luck.
I was about to tell you that you could. Yeah,
But
I was tell you afterward because your hide roll was 51. You could have spent 2 luck to make that a success.
Just
we're
hide as Lucy's on the ground surrounded by drinks.
Lucy would have been mad. So yeah, we're gonna go on a quick raid, and then yeah, we'll be back on. Like I said, I'll be on playing games probably late tomorrow, and then we'll be back to more tabletop on Saturday. Yeah, until then, we'll see ya. We need a good raid call.
There's a precog on board.
They have a precog.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they have. I'm gonna do this here. They have a precog. Dot dot dot.
Or there's a complication. Either one would work.
There we go. So we've got our raid call. Go to our raid screen here, and we're gonna go raid Tales Off the Tabletop. Um, Fantastic channel, and I will actually be on that channel a decent bit over the month with some one shots. I'm also there on Tuesdays. Um, Keep going to the "We'll be back right back" screen, so I'm not sure if they're having some tech issues or not, but yeah, they're still going. So we're gonna head over there. So raid Tales Off the Table. Help if I could type. Channel. Okay, we might not be reading that because it says it won't let me. Um, let's go read Georgie. There we go. Not sure why it won't let me read Tales Off the Table, but we'll go say hi to Georgie. Bye.
Fun fact: I had a script for the